Hello creatives, today is a little different because we are going to be talking about the recent changes in Etsy and what they mean to you and what you should do about it. And I think the best way to present that is in a PowerPoint slideshow. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's jump right into it. Now, if you are in my Planner Academy course, that is also known as Planner 201, 301, 401, it's my premium course, you already have access to these slides. They are waiting for you inside the course, so just go ahead and check those out. And if you're interested in that course, I have information about it below. So what are we going to talk about today? We're just going to talk about what exactly is changing. I'm going to walk you through an example. We're going to go through the free shipping implications because I know there's a lot of false information and rumors going around out there. So I just want to clarify what's happening. And then we're going to talk about why is Etsy doing this, but more importantly, what should you do and some alternative platforms you can look at, whether you are selling digital or physical. And then also because I want you to stay really peppy and happy and jazzed and excited about selling, we have an amazing interview with Renae Christine, who has a lot of value-packed information for you specifically on planners. So don't miss that. I will give you a little preview at the end on what we're talking about and what you're going to learn. So what is changing? So on July 16th, 2018, Etsy is going to change your seller transactions fees from 3.5% to 5%. Your seller shipping fees, now before, if you charge your buyer $100 for shipping, $300, it doesn't matter. You pocketed all of those costs and then you decided how you wanted to ship that. You could drive it there yourself. You could use USPS. It didn't matter. But Etsy did not take a percentage of that. Now going forward, they're going to take 5% of that. And we'll talk a little bit more when we talk about shipping on why that is. Another new thing coming up is they now have plans for sellers. So if you do nothing else, once July 16th hits, you're going to be on the standard plan and that is free. And you are still going to have access to all of the current Etsy offerings. However, they have another tier called the Etsy Plus, which is $10 per month, and that's going to have more promotions and possibly some customizations. And it doesn't matter if you sell or not for that month, you still are going to have to pay that $10 per month fee. Now, they want to offer a third, even higher level tier called Premium. They don't know how much they're going to charge because I suspect they haven't even put this program together. It comes out next year, no certain date. I don't know if it's going to come out January 1, but it has some extra tools in there. In theory, if you have, a virtual assistant so they can log in and do some things in your shop but not be privy to a lot of your sensitive data, they are going to have some more customer support and supposedly some more customization options. Now, if you sold on Amazon, you're already used to this. They do have different seller plan tiers. So let's walk through a real life example. So in our example, let's pretend our planner is $49. And under the old model, that would have been $1.71 for the transaction fee, obviously $0 for the shipping. Let's pretend we're charging $5 flat rate shipping. We would have paid Etsy $1.71 off our $49 planner. So not too bad. And then under the new plan, now with this 5% fee, the $2.45 and the 25-cent fee are going to look like $2.70. That is a 99-cent difference. So in essence, it's going to cost you $1 more per planner if you sell a $49 planner to sell on Etsy once this kicks in after July 16th. Now, let's say you sell sticks 1,500, so let's just pretend it's planner season. This total now is going to be a $1,477.50 difference. Just like we said, it was about $1 per planner. So it could be pretty significant if, that is money that you weren't planning on and you were thinking you were going to take that $1,477, use it to pay off taxes or marketing or something else. So, just plan ahead for that. I don't think this is the end of the world. They are a business just like you and they need to make money. So let's talk about free shipping because this is so crazy to me that the things that I'm reading. So the rumor is Etsy wants to encourage free shipping. That is not true at all. Etsy just wants to collect 100% of their fees. So here's what was happening. If you don't charge for shipping, then in theory, I could have hidden all of my profit into my shipping, right? So let's say in this example, I am paying, like currently today, it's a $49 planning or $5 for shipping, just like our example. But let's say when I go to price this out on Etsy, I list my planner as only $30, and then I'm going to charge $24 for shipping. So still, I'm collecting $54 total from the buyer, but in this scenario, Etsy could only collect 3.5% off that $30 that I listed for the planner. So they only get $1.05 versus if once they make the shipping, if the shipping was charged, so not even pretending it's 5%, just let's say they charge for shipping, then in that scenario, Etsy would have collected $1.89. So I don't want to say stealing from Etsy, but I'm maybe not being so honest and forthright, right? If I can charge whatever I want for shipping. So that's the only reason that they are making this shipping change where they're charging for shipping. It has nothing to do with wanting to offer free shipping. However, having said that, I think you might as well offer free shipping at this point because you're going to be charged 5% no matter what, whether it's the price or it's the shipping fee. So why not help your store stand out with free shipping? And these are just some options that you can do for free shipping with coupons. You can do a sale. You can also select and only send it to certain locations, or you can apply it to certain listings. So why is Etsy doing this? There's been a lot of rumors like they're just evil and they're just horrible. And these, I'm going to say, are false and just crazy town to me that people are accusing them of this. They're a business, just like you're a business. So let's take a little trip down memory lane. They were founded in 2005, just like Uber or anything else. They were just trying to grow. And then in April 2015, they went public so they could get more money to invest and grow their business. Now, in June of 2017, a couple years later, they did do some layoffs, the first ever. And if you know anything about publicly traded companies, they have to report earnings every quarter. And they have their stock price goes up basically every second that the stock market is open. It goes up or it goes down, and people are tracking that. So in third quarter 2017, even though revenue did go up, they showed a $2.5 million loss. So this is huge, and the stock price plummeted. And as a result, the shareholders came in. There were also a lot of huge companies doing purchasing the stock, and they were worried about a buyout and someone doing a takeover, and then Etsy might have just disappeared. So they put in a new CEO. They fired the old one. And I believe the new one is from eBay. And immediately he laid off a lot of employees to save money. And he made a lot of these changes. So it's been a huge cultural shift for the employees as well. I don't think it's like the fun, cool place to hang out anymore. I think they're very much a corporation that's trying to save on costs and maximize profit for shareholders. So everything is done for stockholders. Etsy stock right now, in case you're wondering, is priced at $43.18 a share, and I believe it was $25 when they went public in 2015. So if you can show a gradual increase in stock price, you're doing pretty well if you are a publicly traded company, which Etsy now is. So what should you do as a seller? So first of all, don't panic, don't get angry, and don't complain. It's negativity, I promise, achieves nothing. It might do some short-term gains for you, but in the long term, which is where I know all of you want to be, it is not the path that you want to go down. And don't be a victim. You know, no one's going to come over because you complained a lot and be like, oh, let me save you and give you $1 million. So, and more importantly, revenge is really petty. I see a lot of crazy, just vindictive and mean things being said about Etsy on social media. And I understand people are in shock, and it may be a huge change to you, especially if you're selling, let's say, I didn't even know, a $2 headband, right? Like that 5% is pretty significant, but there's no point in bad mouthing Etsy. And in fact, you should be embarrassed that your customers who you've asked to follow you on social media see you doing this. Are you not a business person? Can you not pivot and be responsive to the changes in the market? Just like if your supplier were going to change their prices or their terms and conditions, are you going to run to social media and badmouth them? No, you're not. You're a professional and you're not going to do that. So instead, do this. Update your pricing. Tell your customers why you're updating your pricing. Maybe tell them you need to share the cost with them, but do not under any circumstances do any of the other things above. Now, it's just like in California, you'll see, if you have ever been to California in the restaurants, the minimum wage has been increasing each year. And the servers in California make minimum wage versus other states where they maybe make half of minimum wage because the state assumes you'll make up that in your tips. In California, you get the full minimum wage plus you get tips, 100% of your tips. So it's been really difficult for restaurants in California to survive, and many have gone out of business. Now, they aren't trashing California, they're just updating their prices. So they may update their menu prices every January because that's when they see a spike in the unemployment, or not unemployment, in the minimum wage rate. And they may be charging, some of them that will just say at the bottom of their menu, we charge a 3.5% surcharge because of the increase. So these are options that you could think about doing. So what are some alternative platforms you can look at? I have another video on how to sell digital planners, and we talk all about this, but all of these are different options: Zazzle, Society6, Cafe Press, Amazon, eBay. Go ahead and research them. I can tell you Creative Market does electronic only, and I do pay a 30% fee. So, if you guys are whining about the 5% on Etsy, I do pay 30% for Creative Market. And the reason they charge these percentages is these platforms have curated, interested customers for you. And this is work that you don't have to do. You don't have to do that marketing. So, just understand that there's going to be a learning curve, especially if you go with some of these self-hosted options like Shopify or WordPress, and, just plan for it. So, maybe I would say give yourself a good month to do research, and maybe another month to implement and transition everything over. And then, in a couple months or 3 months, you will be up and live on another platform. So you won't be so reliant on Etsy. So this should be a good catalyst to get you to grow your business, just like they're growing their business. Now, another thing that I want to do to really help you is I have an amazing interview with Renae Christine. Everything that she comes out of her mouth is so value added. She's so smart. She really knows this industry. And best part ever, she used to have a stationery store on Etsy. So she is going to tell you everything that you need to know on how to sell on Etsy, and more importantly, how to sell high-end luxury planners, because I know that's what a lot of you are interested in doing. And then also how to create bundles so you can give more value to your customers, and then also at the same time have different products that you can offer them. And then how to educate your buyers, whether it is on, we're going to talk about how to educate your buyers on the luxury, because this was before Etsy had made this announcement, but I think it's a great way, segue into how you can educate your buyers on the higher pricing that you're charging, maybe because of the changes in the Etsy fees. And then we're also going to talk about how to become part of her handmade holiday store. So this is basically, if you've ever heard of it's Oprah's My Favorite Things at Christmas, Renae's list is huge. I think it's over 100,000. And if you are in Renae's handmade holiday store, you can be guaranteed to see a huge spike in all of your sales on Etsy or wherever you're selling during the holiday season. So she's going to talk about how she chooses people to be part of that store. So that is this Thursday, June 28th. And if you are lucky enough to be watching this afterwards, then you can just go ahead and jump to that video right now. And again, all these slides are available to you if you are in Planner Academy. They're there and waiting for you. All right, I hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.